What is up, everybody? I am back talking today about 5 leadership books you gotta read. You gotta read. I know I'm giving you a few extra books. You're like, I'm not used to reading that many. These are 5 leadership books that are really gonna help you grow as a leader, and I would honestly have your team read these as well. I think reading as a team really helps growth in that team. It pushes people a little bit out of their comfort zone, and it gives them accountability to actually read. So many times we said we're reading when we're not really reading. We'll post a picture of a book for social media so everyone thinks we're reading that book. This will actually help you to keep your team accountable for reading. But here's 5 leadership books that I highly recommend. The first one being this, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. So this is the second edition by John Maxwell. Now I can just recommend 30, 40 books by John Maxwell. This is by far my favorite one. I think as the leader grows, the team grows. As the leader grows, the organization grows. If the leader is healthy, it's more likely the organization will be healthy, right? And so I think this book, helping yourself grow as a leader, developing that leader that is inside of you. John gives so many great tips to lead yourself well in this book. I've been reading this one for years. It is one that I like to read every single year to make sure that I am staying sharp as a leader, to make sure that I am staying healthy as a leader, and that I am constantly growing and I'm constantly developing as a leader. So John Maxwell, you can order 100 of his books, but this is the one I would start with the most, is Developing the Leader Within You. And the 2.0 one is really good because he gives new insights from the book that he wrote, I think 2 decades at least ago. And so Developing the Leader Within You by John Maxwell. The second book that I highly recommend is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits. Yes, you want to grow and develop as a leader, but sometimes that takes changing your habits. If you change your habits, if you change your system, you will grow, right? The hardest thing to do is to change our habits. And actually, James Clear, the author of this book, teaches us ways to change our bad habits and to create new good habits. This is honestly one, when I finish this video, I'm gonna go back and review and read again, because I know there's some bad habits in my life that I need to change. And when I change those habits, when I become healthier, my marriage becomes healthier, my team becomes healthier, our ministry becomes healthier. So change your habits, change your life. And it starts with changing those habits will change your systems. And so Atomic Habits by James Clear. Order this book, get your team reading this book, and change some of those bad habits and learn how to develop good habits in your life, and your entire life will change. The third book that I highly recommend for leaders is called Free to Focus by Michael Hyatt. You might be saying, another one all about like developing you, like changing you. Yes, I think when the leader is healthy, everything else becomes healthier. And so Free to Focus helps us to focus on the right things. This will help you change your weekly routine. This will help you to develop that system in your life. Free to Focus helps you to focus on the right things that you need to be doing. So many times as a leader, I notice I'm focusing on things that maybe I don't need to be focusing on right now. Maybe I need to delegate some of these things so I can focus on the right things. I think more leaders can lead better if they start focusing on the right things instead of focusing on everything. And so Michael Hyatt helps in this book create that system for your life. Let's focus as a leader on the right thing. Let's be free to focus. Let's get rid of some of those distractions. Michael Hyatt has just been a mentor to me over the last 5 years as a leader. Not somebody I can just call up, but just through reading his books, his blog posts, his videos, his podcasts. Follow Michael Hyatt. This is a game changer. Free to Focus. And then there's 2 more books I recommend. One of them being this book, Herding Tigers. Herding Tigers. This is actually a new book I just read the last couple weeks. I read it for a class I'm in. And Herding Tigers is being the leader creative people need. I think so much of our world has turned into creativity, and we gotta know how to lead creative people. They're a little bit different. Instead of herding cats, like the old saying goes, we're herding tigers. Creative people function a little bit differently than non-creative focused people. How do we lead creative teams well? Especially if you're a pastor and you're watching this, so much of our church has turned into creativity, which is amazing. We serve a creative God, but Herding Tigers will help you. And if you don't lead a creative person, honestly, this is one of the best leadership books in general that I have ever read. So be the leader that creative people need. This is by Todd Henry. He's spoken at Global Leadership Summit and all of those things, but incredible book on leadership. I would highly recommend this one. And the last one is a classic, and it's Ken Blanchard, called HighFive, The Magic of Working Together. This book is all about building teams, and that's so important, right? Our job is to lead teams, and we got to build successful teams as a leader. We got to build successful influence with our teams. Building teams is a hard thing. This is written just like a story. This is a book you can read in a day. It's written just like a story about a guy who lost his job because he was not a good team player. And this book helps to teach us the magic behind teamwork, how to be a team player. There's a few books I wanted to put in at this number 5 slot. A few by Patrick Lencioni, who's written some great books on team leadership. But this one has been probably one of my favorite, talking about building a team and some magic that we can add to our team. So I would highly recommend HighFive by Ken Blanchard. He is a genius when it comes to leadership. But those are 5 books. If you're a leader and you want to grow, I would recommend buying these on Amazon. Get them today and start working your way through them. Now, when we read, I'm going to be releasing some stuff on my website about this. But when we read, we don't just read to Instagram. We read so that we can learn and we can actually apply what we are reading. We're going to be releasing some stuff, like I said, to help you actually apply what you read and apply what you are learning to your life to actually help you grow. But order some of these books. I highly recommend them. I've read hundreds and probably over 1,000 books now in my life, and I highly recommend these 5 books to help you grow as a leader. Comment below some of your favorite leadership books. I would love to learn from what you guys are reading, and we'll see you next time. Peace.